Hello trainers, Neto here, and today we dive into Ultra League with the best teams that you can use. Catch Cup will always be around for you to try out, but I think you are not gonna have that much fun because you need to power up a certain Pokemon that you recently caught, and if you haven't caught anything good, perhaps you wanna try that Ultra League that will be around for Go Battle League. So let's start off with the first line of 3, which is gonna have a Cresselia upon the lead, Registeel as a closer, and the safe switch kinda is gonna be Walrein. The core breaker is gonna be Trevenant, but I believe that Trevenant can also be dealt with synergy between Registeel and Cresselia, back-to-back moves, and also you have the Icicle Spears, we can outspeed that Trevenant pretty much effectively, so I would not be that much concerned about Trevenant. So we are looking at a very strong team, Cresselia upon the lead, even something like a Scrafty, which in theory can beat everything here. A Moonblast will just destroy it down. You have a Focus Blast from that Registeel, and of course the back-to-back spammy moves from Walrein to bring it to no HP, so I really like the synergy between those picks. This team also works pretty well against the Charmer, so if someone tries to snipe you down with the Charmer, well, you have the perfect line of 3, which has also Cresselia and Registeel, which are pretty bulky. They can take the hits and answer back with some heavy nukes. Consider using Grass Knot on your Cresselia. I'm having Future Sight at the moment. I don't know if I will build up my Grass Knot one because I'm not using that meta mons so easily, but because this season I'm really committed in doing some really nice records for Go Battle League, perhaps I will give it a shot. So that's all for this line of 3, and now let's move forward into the next one. Como is one of the Pokemon that you might want to have on your roster. This one is pretty good, it can simply destroy down all the starters, answer back to the ice types on the end game because on the front line you're gonna lose a lot with a pure close combat, and of course Dragon Claw, Dragon Tail are gonna be most of the times your way to go. Just keep in mind that with close combat you are gonna have your defense lowered, so if you have a lead scenario that you wanna go with close combat, either go for back-to-back close combat or just use the close combat and then switch out to either Stunfisk or Venus or whatever your opponent has up on the lead, just build upon that. So Venusaur, a pretty solid Pokemon to have on the current meta of Ultra League. Lately Venusaur has really risen up on rankings, and even something like a Registeel cannot stop you nowadays. Well, that's because Registeels do not carry flash cannons. They're gonna hit you with Zap Cannons or Focus Blast, and guess what trainers, both of those moves are resisted, so you can still threat a Registeel, not to win apparently, but still threat it on using all his energy, cannot farm you down with back-to-back Frenzy Plants, so you're gonna be in a very good way even against the Registeel. And of course, if you find your way on struggling against a Steel type, you have Galarian Stunfisk, which can absolutely destroy down the whole meta. This team in particular is gonna be super strong, that is gonna have only one core breaker, and that is gonna be Articuno. Well, Articuno can beat down Como kinda with this, can fairly easily bring to no HP your Venusaur, but will struggle a little bit against Stunfisk, so you still have a solid answer to that Articuno, but keep in mind that you might struggle a little bit than usual. But overall, this line of 3 absolutely amazing. If you happen to have a Regirock already built up for Ultra League, well, this team might be just for you. Trevenant is gonna be pretty amazing up on the lead. Everything other than Darks and Talonflames are gonna be your freaking prey, and even against a Talonflame you still have Shadow Ball, which can threat even a shield, or just go with a nuke, an unshielded nuke, which is gonna be pretty awesome. But you can always switch out to your Regirock because Regirock is one of the safest picks out there currently. I do not recommend using Zap Cannon, just go in there with your Focus Blast and Stone Edge, because with Lock on, Stone Edge is gonna be spammed that much as a Mud Bomb, and that's pretty awesome because a lot of things are gonna be weak to Stone Edge. So I really recommend using that core on any team, Trevenant and Regirock, because those two really cover each other weaknesses pretty much effectively. At the back we have kinda the closer of the team, perhaps a safe pick as well, which is gonna be Talonflame, and this Pokemon doesn't care at all about matchups. If you have a very bad matchup, let's say against something like a dragon type, you can still bring it to no HP with a pure Brave Bird and still manage to go for another one, because here you have the Excel Talonflame and this Pokemon is pretty bulky. The Core Breaker is gonna be Politoed because according to PvPoke is gonna win every single matchup as you are seeing on your screen, but I don't think this is gonna be such an issue. You can still manage Politoed pretty much effectively. I don't think you're gonna have any other problems, and this line is gonna solve your hands. If you are looking though for an all-time classic team, well, this one is the perfect team for you. Melmetal up on the lead. We have to see Melmetal competitively in Ultra League quite a while now, but I think this is its time to shine. We're having a lot of things like the Venusaur that we have already said rising up. We have Nidoqueens that have also risen up, so you can resist those moves with more steel on your team. You do not have a Registeel, just go with Melmetal or use it as a leader, because as a leader it performs much better than Registeel. You are pretty spammier, you have better answers against the Flyers with Rock Slide, you can hit other steel types with superpowers and still go for the safe switch, which is gonna be Gyarados to neutralize that debuff. With Gyarados as safe switch, not only you are gonna have a safe pick on your team, but also a second Dragon Breather alongside Giratina. If you have a Waterfall Gyarados, just go for it, but I think that you need a second Dragon Breather because this team works better as a solid ABB team. A pseudo Dragon type, which is gonna be the Gyarados, and of course the OG of Ultra League, Giratina. Giratina with Dragon Breath, I really prefer it with Dragon Breath because it can beat down even the dark types and you have nothing else to worry about. Even something like a Charmer can be dealt with Melmetal if you can rotate correctly most of the times. The Core Breaker, according to PvPoke, of course, is gonna be Stunfisk, but I still think that one Aqua Tail, a couple of superpowers, the pressure from Giratina can still manage with Stunfisk, so you're gonna have no other problems at all. This is gonna be my final showcase of a team trainer, so give your whole attention because this one is just gonna blow your mind. Well, we're having this amazing, this horrific, this tremendous lead with Obstagoon. I really like Obstagoon and I really believe that this is gonna be the best leader that you are gonna see in the whole meta of Ultra League. Able to take out not only the steel types but also the psychics, able to destroy down even the neutral matchups, and you still have a chance to go for the Night Slash boost. It is afraid straight and square of other fighters because this is gonna be a pseudo fighter. It is gonna be afraid straight and square those Charmers as well, but everything else is absolutely playable. And if you find yourself against something like a Charmer or a Machamp, you can still go to your safe switch, which is gonna be Gengar, and leave everything else for your closer Swampert. So let's talk a little bit about Gengar because this Pokemon is pretty amazing. I really recommend using it with Focus Blast because if you go in with a Gengar, most likely they're gonna bring something like an Umbreon and you really want to have Focus Blast on your armory. So yeah, pretty solid Pokemon to use. Just go for it. Focus Blast Gengar, you are gonna love the booms. Swampert is gonna be the closer that you might want to need. It is gonna struggle a little bit against Dragonites, for example, but still you have some solid answers for the entire meta. Hydro Cannon is super spammy with Mudshot, Earthquake pretty solid. You can always use Sludge Wave for the Charmers, but I think that you still can beat them down with 2 Hydro Cannons. The Core Breaker of the team is gonna be this little Scrafty, but I think that it is still manageable. You're gonna see that you take double super effective from the counters with Obstagoon, but still you do super effective against it, so it's kind of an even matchup. You're still gonna lose, but you're gonna leave it on the red, so it's pretty much determined. So that's all, trainers. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my team recommendations. Be sure to have fun on that Ultra League format because having fun Ultra League is not always the best option. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, everyone.